Hi, Flosstube.
I'm Rolanda.
And I'm Kylie.
And this is
Rose Crafty Corner. Welcome back to our existing viewers and subscribers. Thank you for joining us once again. And if you are new to us, hopefully you enjoy what you see today and that you will become a regular subscriber and viewer as well.
Yeah.
We are primarily a cross-stitch channel, but occasionally we do have some other crafts to show. And we will actually have some other ones today because I've been in party planning mode. But I will leave all of that sort of stuff till the very end. So if you're not interested in seeing what I've been doing for the party, you can just stop the video before the end after all the cross stitching stuff.
Yeah.
So,
and I've got one extra craft today too.
There you go. So we'll do all that towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
So besides party planning mode,
what a fortnight.
Yeah, it's been interesting. So before we move on to our new starts, we will just address there is some changes behind us, you might have noticed. We're in the process of rearranging this room a little, so please bear with us while we do that. And it's, a little boring behind us, but we'll get that sorted. And
we've still got this one up here.
We've still got one up there.
See, and if you're eagle eyes, you can kind of see between us.
The boards are down behind us.
Yeah.
So the futon that was sitting there, that we had things sitting on, has gone. And we're going to do a little rearrange here, and hopefully that will make things better for future episodes.
It hasn't been one of our floss tubes without something happening in the background or something like we're still getting our groove,
Yeah. So we'll get the room set up in the way we want it now that is gone, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. Keep your eyes peeled.
Yes. No promises it'll be done by the next one. I'm not sure.
Fingers crossed.
We're hoping, but we'll see. Anyway, so we will move on to our new starts. Now, I did have some, but they have gone all the way through to being FFO, so I will show them later. But Ro, you had a new start?
I had two new starts.
Right.
And like yours, one of mine is an FFO.
Okay, but you have one to show now?
No, actually, they're both FFOs.
Oh, they're both FFOs.
Yeah.
Okay, so we don't have any new starts to show at this point.
How busy we've been.
We have been. So whips.
Mm-hmm.
Now, besides all the Pokeballs that I was doing, which are now FFO'd, that's what I'll show later, I did get to work on Baby in a Corner.
And that's looking so good. You can see the B coming in.
I have done the letter B, and I did a bit more of the pink up through the...
You can see the pink coming around through here. It looks really good.
So it's spreading out, because we did catch up with our friend Jeanette last week when we had our craft group. So my thing with this
is whenever you see her.
That when I am stitching with Jeanette, this is what I'm working on.
That's right. It's looking really good. I love it.
So I got 300 stitches done on that one, and that has brought it to 15.25% complete in markup. So that's the only whip I worked on because, like I said, party is all I've been focusing on. So the rest of my stitching, unfortunately, has taken a bit of a backseat. I'm hoping once the party's over on Saturday that I'll be able to get back into doing it. But then we are moving into the school holidays, so who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah. It's just life, like life happens.
Life gets in the way.
Yeah.
of other plans.
I kind of feel the same as you. Like I've kind of had life get in the way and I've been stitching on specific things because there's a deadline, know, and I think that's the point is you have to do these things that have a deadline because otherwise they don't get done.
Yes, that's right. All right, so what whips have you actually worked on?
So whips I've worked on is Stained Glass Elephants by Sharova Creations on Etsy. I worked on it for 4 days and got 2,575 stitches done. I had a prompt to work 2,000 stitches of brown.
Right.
So this brown is
a lot of brown
majority where I worked, but I did fill in a little bit of the blues and stuff that were in this section. So there's a little bit of blue worked in there, but most of it was the brown.
Mm-hmm.
I'm now 19,525 out of 140,000, so I'm on 13.95%.
Wow.
Last time I was on 12.11%. So I almost got a whole 2% done.
Almost.
I was so close. But yeah, I'm happy with what I got done.
Very good. It's looking good.
And then the next time, sorry, just see it here. The next time I'm going to work in these park threads because this to me was out of the hoop because the hoop I had was like basically here. And I don't like how they're just hanging and making it all look messy for my, my opinion. They look messy. So I'm just going to work them in next time.
Okay. Fair enough.
So that's that one. The next one I'm working on is the FFO. The next one after that was the FFO, but there's one more whip.
Okay. Yes.
So this one is called Winter, and it's by Country Cottage Needleworks. Now, I should be able to just hold her there and you should be seeing it nicely. This one I did one day and got 795 stitches done. I now have 4 colours completed. So with this particular one, I'm colour completing as I go.
Okay.
So I started with the brown on the, I guess you would call them goalposts or whatever they are, the trees and then the vines. And then I worked in green and the aqua and the chimney was one colour all by itself. So it was like, I don't know, 12 stitches. It was one colour.
That was one colour. It's done.
I was like, yep, tick that one off the list. So yeah, 4 colours completed, and this is the one that I will use my own hand dyed threads on when it comes to it.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that one.
Mm-hmm.
And I had some secret stitching, which was also whips, and I did 1,546 stitches on those particular secret stitching. That will make more sense
at a later date,
as maybe in the next 1, 2, 3 floss tubes, because I don't want to show it on here before I've given it to the person because I don't want to spoil it. So yeah, it'll make sense in time to come. So if I ever refer back to something as this was secret stitching, you know what I'm talking about.
Very good. All right, so that's our whips for
that's
today.
Whips. Yeah.
Short and sweet.
Nice and quick.
Do you have any finishes that are not FFOs?
No.
Neither do I. So we'll move straight into our FFOs. Now, this was a little one I have shown before. I don't have a finished picture, but there it is.
Oh, it's so
It was called A Framed Bouquet. I think it was from a magazine. I picked it up for 50 cents from a D-Stash market.
Yep.
It was a full kit, came with the frame and everything. So I got that finished the other day. Yeah. It's only a little
super
one.
Cute.
It's very cute, very little. I'm glad it's finished though.
Yeah. Because that was the one that you had trouble stitching in hand, wasn't it?
Yes, I did. So I'd only do 100 or 200 stitches at a time because I get very sore through there when I'm holding things in hand. Okay, and so another FFO that I did was the Pokeballs that I was doing on the plastic canvas that I showed last time. I got them all done.
Yay.
And I've just put a little chain on them so, kids can use them as a keychain or a bag tag, whatever they like. So
this is what
they're going in the goodie bags.
This is what took up the majority of your time.
This has taken up, yes, most of my time. So, yeah, it's stitched on the plastic canvas and then I've just put a red felt on the back and I just overstitched around the edge to hide the plastic canvas edge. So I had to do 5 of those. So that took a while.
You never want to see another Pokeball in your life, do you?
No, but wait, there's more. So while we're on the topic of Pokeballs, I did these tiny little ones. So I've done those for the goodie bags as well. And then they were on an opalescent 20 count fabric. There's only 148 stitches in each one, so they were pretty quick. And I've just put them in the self-covering buttons and just attached a hair tie so they can be used in hair or they can put it on their wrist or attach it to something or they can take the hair tie off and use it as a button. I don't mind. Whatever they want to do with them. It was just, an idea that I saw that I thought that was a good idea and I thought I can do that with the Pokeballs. So, they are very small.
Cute.
They're very cute. So those are my FFOs.
I'm sure the recipients of the gift bags will love all the
I hope so.
the bits and pieces that are going in it. I mean, you've put a lot of time and effort into it. Good on you.
Thank you.
You've got more patience than I do.
I have kids. You have to be
I know.
patient when you've got kids. Okay, and my last FFO is, of course, the Evie birthday card. I finished it and fully finished it. So I was very close to a finish last time when I showed it. I was annoyed I had about 100 stitches to go and I didn't quite get it done in time, but it is finished now.
And I love the colour of the card because it just brings out the colour of the Pokemon.
Yeah, I thought it worked well together.
Yeah, that looks really good. This is the first time seeing it. So, yeah, that looks really good. Congratulations.
Thank you. So, yeah.
We have been busy. Okay.
Anyway, so you had some FFOs as well.
I did. So I've got 2. And speaking of the party, let's do that one first.
Okay.
So out of this book here, Pokemon Cross Stitch by Maria Diaz, I chose a pattern that the person it's going to likes these particular Pokemons. Now, I don't know much about Pokemon at all, so I'm being taught all these different things.
I just remembered I have another finish.
And so this is the fully finish. So just in the hoop. So the person who this is going to loves Score Bunny, which is this one here. And Score Bunny was alongside Pikachu.
Which is everybody's favourite, let's face it.
And I mean, like, I know Pikachu because that's the main one.
Everybody loves Pikachu.
So I worked on this one for 2.5 days, and it was 2,208 stitches. And then I FFO'd it. And I've just stuck some black felt on the back and put a little bow on it. And yes, that's the first one.
Very cute.
So that, now that I've shown you, that can be wrapped for the recipient. And then the other one is Kylie's birthday card. So I had this little one as a kit, and this is out of the Cross Stitch Magic magazine, would you call them? Sort of, they're like a little...
Yeah, I can't think of the right word
they're like
use for it, but...
booklet kind of things, aren't
they?
they?
More a booklet than a magazine.
Yeah, and they come with like a little freebie in each one. And I don't remember which one this was because, I just had the kit. And so I looked through the little booklet for the pattern and I had a little bit of drama and I'm like, oh, never mind. I found it. So thanks to a friend of mine. And so I made it. So this is Kylie's birthday card. And there was, sorry, I'm a little bit shaky today. There was another version, which was like pinks and different bits and pieces, but I thought, no, chocolate cake. We want chocolate cake.
Definitely.
And Kylie doesn't like cream, right? So here's your cream on your cake because it's titled Let Her Eat Cake. And you can eat this cake guilt-free because it won't put on any. Yeah, because it won't put on any calories.
What's it going to taste like?
I don't know.
I don't need to taste it. I don't want to eat that.
Yeah. So happy birthday.
Thank you.
I already gave it to her, but yeah, I just thought I'd show you that. So that's my 2 fully finishes.
Excellent.
Hey, what's next?
All right. So now we move on to plans.
Plans.
We both have our Whip Go plans still to do. Unfortunately, with all the party stuff, we have not been able to get to that as yet. But, it's not the end of the month yet.
That's right. And you're bored your rules, so you can do it whenever you like.
That's right. There's nothing on you to have to do it in the month that it comes up. You can play catch up, absolutely. So I also have plans with the Whip Warriors road trip.
Mm-hmm.
So I've fallen a little bit behind with everything else that I've been doing.
Well, that's understandable. Yeah.
So I'm hoping to be able to do some of the things that help me reduce my number of stitches. So one of them coming up is stitch on something with 2 or more identical items or a crow. Now, I don't believe I have anything with a crow, but I do have something that has 2 or more identical items. And that is the Christmas cloth that I've been working on. I haven't done any work on it for a little while, and I do want to get some more work done on it, so I'm going to use it for that prompt. I'm going to be doing Victorian Charm for Whip Go because my 2 prompts for that were stitch on something that was started in 2023 and stitch on your oldest whip. I started Victorian Charm at the start of 2023.
We both did.
And have finished anything I had on the go before that. So it is my oldest whip, and it was started last year.
Yep.
So I will be using that for my Whip Go board. And the Strident sale is coming up in Whip Warriors, not this weekend, but the following weekend, the last one for the month. And I will be working on my 80s movie night sale for that one.
And she'll probably overtake me then.
I may overtake you. And there's also some other prompts in categories and things that I can use that one for as well. And yeah.
Excellent.
So, and even in the road trip, I think there was a couple I decided I could use the 80s movie night sale. So hopefully I'll be able to catch up a bit with the road trip. So
my plans, I feel like I just want to touch everything. We've spoken about May Mania and how I was restricted, and I kind of feel like I was restricted, but I wasn't the last fortnight because I just had to get these things done, right? So now I just want to touch everything. So I didn't get to the Gnome Place Like Home sale that I spoke about last time. So that's one of the ones that I actually want to catch up with because there's now been 3 releases, I think, since I was caught up.
Oh, okay. So you got 3 to catch up on.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it's 3. So yeah, I want to catch up on that. The Stitchonomy summer sale, I want to get onto that. I wanted to wait for a few of the icons to come out so I could choose fabric that wasn't going to blend into any of the colours. So yeah, now that a few of them have come out, I have more of an idea of what colour fabric to choose.
Yep.
I also want to get back to my challenges and tick off a few more because I've ticked off some of them for this month, but I want to sort of make a better plan of attack for ticking off more challenges because I feel like I'm actually getting stuff done then. And then we have a lovely friend named Dawn. Hi, Dawn. And her birthday's coming up, so I'm starting a new start with her for her birthday. And we're both doing the same pattern. We'll put it in here. It's by Bella Filipina, and it's called Snow White. Now, there's a few in this series at the moment, but we're starting with Snow White.
Right.
Yeah, so she's so pretty. She's got so much like metallic shiny thread and beads and all the things. So it's going to be a challenge, but I'm really looking forward to it.
You haven't done a Bella Filipina before, have you?
Not yet, no. I own the Mermaids of the Seasons, which was the sale, I think, last year.
Okay.
And I picked up one from JK's at one stage, but I haven't started any Bella Filipinas.
Right.
So, yeah. So what I did was I dyed my own fabric. And while I wanted to do a 28 count, that was my preferred count because I hate fractional stitches. So if I do it over 2,
you've got the hole in the middle.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It makes fractional stitches easier. So I tried dyeing a 25 count even weave and a 28 count Ada. And I was aware that it may shrink. However, my 28 count Ada didn't shrink.
Okay.
So I was like, what's going on here? The 25 count shrunk to 27. So I'm going to stick with the Ada. And so this is one of the pieces that I dyed. But it turned out too green for my liking. I was trying to get it more sort of aqua turquoisey with a little bit of green. But the green obviously just took over for this one. So I tried again. And then I got this one. And this one's not exactly what I was wanting, but it's pretty close. So this is the one I'm starting with for Snow White. And it's weird because each side is different. Like if you notice there's not a lot of mottling in the middle. And if I turn it around, you can see all the mottling. So I'm yet to decide which, I've marked out the centre, but I'm yet to decide which side I want to do it on yet. Okay. So that's plans for Snow White. I fully kitted her up, and I just wanted to show you all the beautiful, pretty colours. And this is what I do because I use floss drops. So I plait them so they don't get all tangled. I haven't actually seen anyone else plait them, but I'm sure I'm not the first one to come up with it. So
I've seen it done before.
Yeah, it's a tip. So if you do floss drops and you find that your threads are tangling, plait them because it's much, much easier and they don't tangle. The tip of the day. And along with that was part of my haul. So should I include that like now?
Are you pretty much at that anyway?
Almost, yeah, almost. So I had to buy some metallic thread. So it's like a really dark sort of foresty green. And out of all the beads and stuff I bought previously, this particular pattern only used one set of beads. So I bought some more beads and the treasures are in there too.
Nice.
So that's all that. The only other plans is to stitch on poly for the Strident sale.
Yeah.
And we have a cinema craft night coming up. That's where a whole heap of us crafty people get together and we watch a movie in the cinemas and they leave the lights on.
Yeah, so you can see, of course.
Yeah, so you can see what you're doing. And you're crafting away, watching the movie with your friends and apparently it's quite common. It was the first time I'd heard of it, so I did a little bit of research into what was happening and I was like, I like that. So, I'll be heading along to that. Okay. So I'll let you know how we go with that and if I like it or if I'll go back again or whatever. So that's the end of my plans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. So we'll move on to haul.
Haul? Yep.
Okay. So you might know that I did have a birthday in there as well, even though I've been planning for the child's birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
I did actually have a birthday myself as well.
Yeah.
So I got some goodies for that, obviously.
You
did. This is what I got from the family. My new Halo Go light.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you go to stitchy meetups or retreats or anything, you quite often see several of these on the tables.
They're super popular.
Yes. And now I know why. I have actually used it. So I do know what all the fuss is about. And it was so good.
So is it worth the hype?
Yes.
Good.
Yes,
okay.
I believe it was. So I really enjoyed using that when I went to craft last week. Really good. It folds flat, so it'll be great when we go on our stitchy cruise as well.
Do you use the magnifying part as well as the light?
I did on one when I was doing something. I think the little
one of the projects you're working on.
I think the little pokey balls. I used it when I was stitching those because it was on 20 count. So, that was what I got from the family. And Rose, lovely hubby, made this for me. And I used to put my needle minders on the steel ruler there.
Yeah.
And it's got my name on it. And it's got the hangers on the back, so I'll be able to hang that on the wall somewhere.
He started doing some resin art. So the word Kylie and the two butterflies are all done out of resin.
Yeah. So that was a nice surprise to get that one. And then, of course, Ro gave me some goodies.
She spoiled me, so it was my turn to spoil her.
So I love Winnie the Pooh, and she got me this Winnie the Pooh glasses case, which I keep my reading glasses in now.
Yep.
When I go out and about.
And as soon as she got it, she was like, I'm changing over straight away.
Yeah, I did too. And she made a couple of grime guards for me.
Because she'd been asking for them for a little while, and I was like, I'm getting to them. I had a plan.
And that's a Supernatural one, because if you've watched us long enough, you know that I like Supernatural. Obviously, I showed, my Baby in a Corner project before, which also had my Supernatural needle minder on it, which came from Mindful
Magical Minders.
Yep. She's got me one of these. It's not really... you don't really call it a hoop, I guess, because it's not a hoop because it's squared.
It's more a frame.
So that's a stitching frame. So that will hold my fabric nice and taut while I'm stitching.
Yeah. So Kylie had seen me working on my projects with those frames and seen how well they worked. So I was like, well, I'm going to get it one. Because she was saying, I should try them out. And I was like, you should. And so now she's got
I've been using the Q stamps, so and quite like them. But for some things that they can be a bit bulky, so I'm keen to give that a try. So
and projects that you don't have a lot of border on, that you need the Q snap to have a lot of border to hold because it's quite thicker.
Yeah.
So if you don't have a lot of border, they're really good.
Yeah, because if you don't have enough, it can slide a little bit. So, yeah, okay, give that a go.
And then
this is a project bag.
Yeah. Do you want to hold this side?
Of course, Supernatural, and she's got a little letter K on the zipper pull there for me, of course.
So now she's got the bag, the grime guard, the needle minder,
and the project,
and the project.
So yeah, and that's quite a decent sized bag too. So I'll be able to fit. I've got a couple of Supernatural projects, so they'll both be able to go into there. I haven't swapped them over just yet, but I will.
Yep.
And then another project bag, and this is a Winnie the Pooh Christmassy fabric, so I could use it for either or. Yeah. And then she told me to look inside the bag, because these are all made by Ro. And that is a little Ort tray.
Correct. That's it.
So if I can do up all the little snaps, I'll show you what it looks like when it's together.
So basically what you do is you leave it flat while you have nothing in it.
Yeah.
And then when you go to a stitchy meetup or something, you do it up like Kylie has just done. You put your little orts in there. And then if you want to save your orts to take home, you can unclip it and then fold it over and clip it back up. And then I
just fold it in half, and you can either clip it in half to
and
save your orts in,
safe.
Or if you don't keep your orts, you just throw them in the bin. It's just somewhere to put them while you're working, and then when you finish, you can chuck them in the bin. Don't chuck that in the bin.
No. Don't you dare.
No, I wouldn't. So they're matching, and then we've got another size. This one is your small size.
Yeah, this is the small.
And this is like little Christmas gnomes. I thought they were really cute too. So I can put a Christmas project in that. Actually, when I work on the Christmas cloth later, I might put that in there.
Yeah.
And we've got one of those little Ort trays for.
And this one's got a little bit of a sparkly to the fabric.
Yeah. Maybe you can actually see if I get the light on it the right way.
Maybe, yeah.
Not sure how well that'll come up, but
yeah. And the gnomes. And
the gnomes are cute, and it's Christmassy, so I can put a Christmas project in there.
And I know that Kylie would have liked those fabrics, because I know she likes Supernatural. And these two, I'd actually shown her some fabrics, and she was like, "Can you bring them down so I can have a look in person?" And I was like, "Yep, sure." So I brought down the range of fabrics, and she picked those two, and I was like,
those
"Okay."
Ones.
But I was like, "Shh, don't say anything."
So the grime guards, the bags, and the little Ort trays are made by Ro.
Yeah.
If you are interested in ordering any, then our contact details are at the end of the video for Ro's Crafty Corner.
Yep. I'm so glad you were so happy with them.
How could I not be?
Yeah, that's right.
So that is all the haul I've got. I actually haven't been buying myself anything because I've been so busy organising this party. So anything I've bought has been related to the party, not for me.
Yeah, because you've been so busy.
Yes.
Yeah. I only have one piece of haul. So I did have this pattern, and then when I lost my Chromebook earlier in the year, I lost the pattern. So I'm still sort of coming to grips with some of the patterns, because, obviously I don't remember everything that was on there. So some of the patterns I'm like, oh, I did have that. And yeah, so anyway, I ended up ordering this from a Stitch in Time in Tassie, and it's Welcome to the North Pole by Primrose Cottage Stitches. And one of our friends, Angie, she just went down to Tassie for a holiday, and she was going to a Stitch in Time. So I said to her, "Could you possibly pick this up for me?" So she was so lovely. She picked it up for me and brought it home. So yeah, I've got that one now. So at some stage I'll scan it in, and so I can use it digitally on Markup or Pattern Keeper. Yeah. Because, I find it easier to work off patterns like that now.
Yes, I do too, definitely.
And then I had a random act of kindness.
I did have a random act of kindness as well, but it's not something I'm going to show. We did show a little while ago, and you can kind of see it at the top of the board back here. My name in wood was carved out by our friend Jeanette's dad, who is Ron. Hi, Ron.
It's lovely.
She'll show him this bit, and he'll just be thrilled. So he actually,
you're a superstar.
So Ron actually did ones for the rest of my family, but because I don't want to share their names with everybody, I'm not going to actually show them. But
they've got one each now.
Everybody has one each.
Yeah, they're happy. I've seen the reactions from the family, so they're happy.
They're really nice. So I'm actually going to use one for the birthday child on the table as a decoration.
That'd be really sweet.
So that'll be nice at the birthday party. So. Yeah, so thank you to Ron for that. That was lovely. So you can go on with your random act.
So mine was...
You can actually show yours.
Yes. I started working on a sashiko piece, and I was on the train into the Stitchy meetup in the city. Mm-hmm. And the friend catching the train with me said to me, I've got this beautiful thread that I think would go lovely with your sashiko piece. So she gave me this one. It's Cottage Garden Threads, and it's butterfly. And look at those beautiful colours. Pinks, blues, purples, and there's a little bit of a terracotta colour up the top there too. And so the sashiko piece that I'm doing is a kit that I got from the craft show, I think last year. And I'm actually doing this one here. I'm going to try and get it in without the glare. And you can see in the middle there that it's solid, and then around the outside it's the sashiko stitching. So what I'm doing is using the pink thread that came with the kit to do the solid outline. And so that will go, can you mind holding just that corner? That will follow the inside here. And then I'm going to be using this thread on these parts. So it'll get some variegation in the corners.
Nice.
So yeah, that's my random act of kindness and my other stitchy craft I've been doing.
Yep. Very good.
So that's it for me. I'm done.
All right. So we've both been watching some other Flosstubes in between.
We have.
Everything else we've been doing. So I have watched a couple of episodes of another fairly new Australian Flosstuber, and that is Tons and Threads.
Hello.
So she started at the start of this year, similar time to Around Us. So if you want to go and check her out, please do so.
I've seen a couple of episodes too. I need to catch up on more episodes, but I've seen a couple so far. So yeah. Another one that I've been watching is Caterpillar Cross Stitch. I think it was last time we were talking about Polly, was it? Maybe the time before. And I was saying that I'm doing her in tent stitch. I've now found out, thanks to Caterpillar Cross Stitch, that I'm actually doing her in half stitch.
There is a difference.
There is a difference between half stitch and tent stitch.
We didn't know until we saw this video.
Yeah, and Kylie alerted me to it. She, I think you asked me last on the Flosstube, is it half or tent? And I'm like, what? There's a difference?
Yes, there is.
So I checked it out. So one of them is basically like I go bottom left to top right, and then you bring it down behind the fabric and then bottom left to top right. That is half stitch. The tent stitch is more used on linens, isn't it?
It seemed to be from the video that it helps
so it doesn't
secure it more.
distort the fabric as well.
Because the thread you're stitching with can actually disappear into the linen if it's not secured well. So it basically means instead of going in at the bottom left and coming up at the top right, you go top right to the bottom left and then you go across. So it's on the back, it's actually covering two threads.
Yeah. So it's like a longer stitch at the back of your fabric than what it is on the front, because you're then coming back across to the top right again, going down to bottom left, top right.
So it helps secure it a bit better. So I found that video really informative.
And that second one is the tent stitch.
Yes.
So I now know that I'm doing Polly in half stitch.
But you're doing her on an Ada, so I don't think it'll matter as much. It won't disappear in like it would on a linen. But if you're doing it on a linen, absolutely, I think it would make a big difference.
So if that hasn't been clear enough, like if we haven't explained it clear enough,
we'll put the link for the video down below. Go and check that out. Ford explains it much better than we have, because
and he has diagrams and things like that.
Does a demonstration of it on there, so much easier to to see that happening.
So yeah, that was, and they've got really good little tutorial, informative pieces like that. So
yeah, so if you're fairly new to cross stitch, it is a good channel to watch.
Yeah,
because they do have a lot of tutorials on there, and it's like, really useful.
We've
really
been cross stitching for how long, and we're still learning
things all the time. Yeah, you know, like we've been stitching on and off for years, lifetime.
Let's leave it at that.
Still learning things.
So okay, did you want to do the next one and then?
Okay, yep. So now we've talked about WhipGo in our videos, and the WhipGo is run by a lady named Jessie, and she has a channel called Jessie Marie Does Stuff, and she does the WhipGo number calls on that and talks about it, and she, whatever she's stitching as well. But her latest one that I saw, she had just been to StitchCon in the US, and it sounded really. I have seen other Flosstubers mention it, and it just sounds like so much fun. It is on my bucket list now. I want to go.
We'll go together.
One day I want to go to StitchCon.
It sounds like so much bigger than our retreats.
Absolutely,
it just sounds huge. Like like you go to the park and then you go to like a Disney Parkland or something. You know what I mean? It sounds like so much bigger, like so much more involved. So it sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah.
So I would love to be able to go to.
And so speaking of StitchCon, one of the channels I watch called Just Keep Stitching, which is Pam and Steph, who Stephanie from Just Keep Stitching, she works at the local needle workshop called Keepsakes. And Pam and Steph and Keepsakes run StitchCon.
Right, yes.
So that's where I was going with that. Sorry. Okay. Sorry if it wasn't clear. And I watch Pam and Steph quite often. They have a video that comes out every week. And they did warn everybody that they wouldn't be doing Flosstubes while they were away at StitchCon and doing other things.
I can only imagine how busy they would be.
They'd be flat out.
It all. Yeah.
And even though I had that prior warning, I feel like I've got withdrawal symptoms from not seeing them. So I've been going back and watching their older episodes just to get my fix of Pam and Steph. So if you're not watching them, they're hilarious. You got to go watch them. They do little segments and they have little musical instruments and different things, and it's cool. I like it. So they do StitchCon. And then the last one I've been watching is Catkin and Lily, which is a absolutely lovely lady in England. Sorry, I forgot for a second. And I've had a few conversations with her back and forth, and she's just shown a tutorial style, educational style on how to start a large project.
Right.
So how to kit it all up, how to get your fabric, how to make sure it's big enough, I like these sort of tutorial ones. I mean, even though I know how to do this, I like to watch them for the informative because I may miss something.
Sometimes it's interesting to see how someone else does something.
Yeah.
And you might still be, actually.
And I might pick up
doing it differently, but I think that might be a better way.
Yeah. And so there's always something you can pick up from these things.
Absolutely.
And whether it's teeny tiny or whether it's a huge tip, so Catkin and Lily, she's lovely. And she's got an Etsy store too. So she started designing. So
Okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
All right.
That's pretty much it.
That is it for all the stitchy talk. So if you've got this far, make sure that you do subscribe, share our video, leave us a comment. And now before we actually sign off, if you're not interested in seeing the things that I have made for the Pokemon party, feel free to turn us off.
And we'll catch you next time.
We'll see you next time. If you do want to see what I've been doing besides stitching, hang around.
Yep.
All right. So I've done some table decorations. I saw this idea online somewhere. I can't remember where now.
Yeah, because you've looked at
I've been looking at a few different videos and just Googling and all sorts of things to get ideas. So this one is a table decoration. It is just one of those polystyrene balls. And I've just painted the top red, and I've just put some black electrical tape around it and just around white label sticker
Sticker
stuck on there.
Yep.
And I just left the bottom white as it was, and I've just put it on a wooden bamboo skewer stick,
skewer.
And then I've stuck it in the bag, which has just got some of the floral, like florist maybe block in it. I've just cut that up. So I've done a few of those, and the goodie bags that I mentioned that I had bits and pieces for that I was doing my stitching for, are Pokeballs. So I just got some plain red bags. I've stuck some white card on there and a strip of black card, and then the again the same white round label with just the black around it, and it's just each one of them's got a different character, and it just says thanks for coming down the side. So I got those labels online as well. So they've just got some different bits and pieces in there. Obviously the little button and the Pokeball chain, keychain one that I did.
Yep.
There's a couple of Pokemon trading cards in there. There's some chockies, which I've just put Pokemon faces and things on. Some little bubbles, some pens, and a little...
I must commend you. You've given this a lot of thought, and you've done really well. Like I would be...
Each one has a different little Pikachu.
That's so cute. I would be ecstatic if I got that as a kid at a birthday party.
I actually don't love when my kids go to birthday parties and get a bag full of lollies to bring home.
Yeah.
They've eaten enough junk at the party.
Sugar, yeah.
And then they're bringing it home. So there is a couple of little
there's a treat or two, yeah. But there's also things that they can keep to remind themselves that they went to that birthday party.
Yeah, that's right. I mean? So,
a trinket.
I've got a little thing with a roll of stickers in it, but I'm not going to pull that out because then everything will come out.
You have stickers everywhere.
So hopefully the kids enjoy that because,
I'm sure they will.
There will be enough junk food at the party.
And I'm sure their parents will be happy that it's not just all lollies and things they're taking home too.
Yeah.
So,
and they're not big things of chocolate. We're doing some games, of course, at the party. But
what's a party without games?
Well, yeah, that's right. It's not. So those are things, a lot of them are just things I've printed offline from online, just PDFs of a couple of different games. But one thing and I got inspired at another birthday party that we went to a few weeks ago because that mother, who's a friend of mine too, they did a Hello Kitty thing. Birthday party.
Okay.
And she made a piñata and the kids loved it. So because I got inspired and I had to make a piñata. And so there's my Pokeball piñata.
It looks great.
And it is so full of lollies. It's actually quite heavy.
It's almost like they're bursting out the bottom.
Yeah, they probably... I didn't want to, fully seal it because it needs to be able to be broken open.
Yeah, and they're young kids as well. So it's not like they've got massive, strong muscles that are...
No. So, I didn't want to make it, too secure. But that was another thing that I have made for the party, and I've just used a couple of cable ties to hold up the top. So now we'll just have to hang it outside somewhere and on the day, and the kids can,
set up for the party and then let the party begin.
They can whack that till it bursts, and there's like nearly a kilo of lollies in it. So, it's huge. I just got a big bag of
I'm glad
lollies.
that the take-home gift bags aren't full of lollies because there's going to be a lot of lollies in there.
There's going to be a lot of lollies and junk food.
And cake.
I don't think there's much healthy foods. I might put out some fruit.
Maybe you need some strawberries or something because they're red.
Balance it out. Yeah. So those are the other crafty things that I have been working on that have taken away from my stitching time. So I really hope that this party is appreciated.
I'm sure it will be.
Yeah.
I'm sure. And I'm sure the kids are going to have lots of fun and, squeal and play and all the rest of it to their heart's content.
Yep.
I'm sure it'll be great.
Yeah. So
you've done
it should
really
be a lot
well.
of fun. So I will be glad when it's all over there.
Yeah.
Because it's kept me
very busy.
Very busy organising everything for it, and it'll be fun on the day, but I will be glad when it's over because I'll be exhausted.
And then next year you'll be like, maybe I should start this a month or two in advance. So I don't have so much to do in so little time.
Yeah, we didn't sort of plan it probably quite early enough, and I have felt a bit rushed this week, and I kind of wish I had another week to do things, but
it is what it is.
It is what it is. It is
They'll
done.
have
It will
fun.
be over in a couple of days,
Yep.
and yeah.
Time to let your hair down.
And then I've got to start getting organised for our cruise.
Yes,
Stitchy
that's
cruise.
coming up.
So
5 weeks.
Yeah, so we'll have a couple more videos in before that, and we'll have to show you what our plans are to stitch. We will be doing some filming while we are on the cruise.
Yep.
Of our work, and maybe other people if they're willing to show us.
Yeah,
we will wait and see for that. But yeah, so we won't have a video the week that we're away. It will come out sometime after we get back.
But we'll let you know further down the track.
Yes.
We'll have a few more videos before then.
Yes, that's right. So we've got at least 2.
Yeah, but I'm so excited.
I will get excited once the party's over, because then I'll be able to focus on getting everything ready.
Because I think your mind is just so set on the party
at the moment.
Like,
it's been
business,
very focused on the birthday party. So once that is over, then I'll be able to start focusing on the cruise and just
having a good time.
My own stitching back between doing Mania and not loving the avenue I chose for that, and then thought I could get back to doing my own stitching, and I was like, no, we're going to have a birthday party now. And I decided to do some.
Don't get planning anything else, okay?
So I would like to just get back to my own relaxed, take it as you come stitching. Catch up on some challenges and things. So
excellent.
So that'll be good. So I think
that's it, isn't it?
That is it. Until next time,
stay crafty.